Subaru. Confidence in motion.
This update is brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers.
This is Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
7:30, it's 5 degrees, 15 your high today for tomorrow, which will be Friday. 20. Kayla Harris is here with a Sportsnet Central update. Kayla, Stanley Cup playoffs began last night, and boy, did they.
Ian, they kicked off in style. It was a huge night at the Bell Center.
It's going to be PK Subban going to get the penalty for a slash. He's out of the game at the point. He's out of the game. PK Subban is gone.
PK Subban slashed Mark Stone in his second period. He was given a major penalty and a game misconduct. The Canadians were dialed in. They scored 4 in the second for a 4-3 win over Ottawa. Nashville stormed out to a 3-0 lead. The Blackhawks didn't sweat it and rallied by the Predators 4-3 in double OT. Brock Nelson scored a pair, and the Islanders hammered the Capitals 4-1. Chris Russell netted the winner in the final minute, and Vancouver lost to Calgary 2-1. 4 series get going tonight, including the Jets in Anaheim on Sportsnet at 10:30. All Stanley Cup playoff games are available on Rogers NHL Game Center Live. The Bats came alive at Rogers Center.
The pitch belted left field, long, high drive. Back for it, the left fielder Guyer, he looks up, and there she goes.
That was Jose Bautista with a 2-run last. Devin Travis and Dalton Pompey also hit homers. The Blue Jays beat out Tampa 12-7 for the first win at home. Aaron Sanchez will get the ball in the series finale on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet 1 just after 7. Charlotte, the Rounders beat the Hornets 92-87. The Bulls also picking up a victory. Toronto will face Washington in the first round of the playoffs. Paul Pierce said Toronto doesn't have the it factor. DeMar DeRozan fired back.
Paul Pierce always got to say something. He said something last year, you just got to say something. Just let him talk. I can't less what he said.
It's on. Game 1 goes Saturday at ACC. You're listening to Dean Lundell and Company on the home of the Blue Jays. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Hockey Central, today at noon. Lundell and Company. Download the new Sportsnet app in the App Store. Then listen online and on your phone. Sportsnet 590.
On the call. Oh, baby! Wings Lightning 7:30 on Sportsnet. Hope that goes 7. That's it up. Will you be served? Will the Lightning clip the wing? 14. Will the Red Wings ground the Lightning? Wild Blues at 9:30 on Sportsnet 360. Jets Ducks. You want another one? No. Will the Blues tame the Wild? Will the Ducks get sucked into the turbine of the Jets? Will Minnesota be leaving St. Louis singing the blues? Will the Penguins waddle out of New York with 2 losses? Anyway, that's also come. Who wants Jays tickets? Who wants them come? Right here. Praise Jays tonight, 7 p.m. Sportsnet 590 Fan, Sportsnet 1. We want to send you calls now. Call us 741-680-0590 0590 star 590 your cell phone. Aaron Hernandez is guilty of murder in the first degree. What? Yeah, it happened yesterday, right around 10:30. Yeah. It came down that Aaron Hernandez was guilty of first degree murder in the death of one Odin Lloyd. Gets better. I was actually shocked. I was too. No gun. Circumstantial evidence at best, but let me break this down for you. Convicted of first-degree murder, also convicted on a weapons and ammunition charge, and also convicted of extreme atrocity or cruelty. Pending an appeal, he faces mandatory sentence of life without the possibility of parole. We'll get to where he's going in a second. Hernandez also convicted. The prosecution presented no murder weapon, no witness, no motive.
but a wealth of circumstantial evidence that put Hernandez and two other associates with Lloyd the night of June 17, 2013. They were aided by the Massachusetts joint venture law, which means prosecutors weren't required to prove that Hernandez is one that pulled the trigger, just that he was there. Now, here's the problem, is that the defense made a critical error at the end. And do you remember what they said? It was in their closing statement. The defense for Aaron Hernandez said, and it was a bomb. Like, I couldn't believe it when I read it on Deadspin. It was, Aaron Hernandez was at the scene of the murder. However, he didn't pull the trigger. He just didn't know what to do. So because of that, the jurors are like, well, if he was there, and his gum's on a shell casing, and his shoe prints are there, that's enough for us. So they convicted him of first-degree murder, so dude is going to jail for the rest of his natural-born life, period, stop.
And then they said that Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner, the jurors were swayed by his testimony for his guilt, and the thing was funny.
He was at a club.
Right.
This is the thing. He was saying he was at a club, and he wasn't there at the time of the murder, but he didn't know a murder actually happened at that time.
And one of the funnier things, too, was they said the example when his girlfriend got a call at 3:30 in the morning, pick up this 40-pound box and go throw it at a dumpster. And they said, what woman in the world would look inside that box when you're getting a phone call at 3:30 in the morning? You would just say, okay, and I'm just going to go drop it off at dumpster X. Right. Oh, and then on top of it, I can't remember where it was.
I don't know.
Just trying to think of what your wife or girlfriend
Right.
would do if you
Like, think of your wife, bro.
Yeah.
What did your wife do?
murder anybody.
Let's say you and I went for a ride, and George was in the car.
At an industrial park.
And he had seen you swipe a bottle of Dewar's from the LCBO, and he was going to rat you out.
Sing like a canary.
And you happened to have a Glock on you, and you were all high on PCP and weed. And we went to this industrial park, and you shot him 6 times, and then you went and hid the thing. And you phoned your wife, you're like, yo, Jax, there's a box downstairs, smells like dope. Put some baby clothes on, and I want you to take it and dispose of it. Are you telling me she wouldn't go, what is going on, Ryan? What have you done, Ryan? I can't be part of that, Ryan. Yeah, of course you would. But she got immunity in the whole thing. The prison Aaron Hernandez will eventually call home. This is one of the greatest ironies in the history of incarceration. I just love it. Widely considered one of the most high-tech maximum security prison facilities in the country, maybe the world. Here's the rub. You can hear Gillette Stadium from there. It's a mile away. 1 mile. So every Sunday when he goes out for his hour, he's going to hear the Patriots. He's going to hear the roars. He's going to hear all the things that he's chucked down the toilet. He is going to have his life play before his eyes in the saddest of ways, and he should have thought of that before he killed Odin Lloyd. Here's another rub. He's on trial next for 2 more murders, and it's apparently open and closed, like it's done.
Shouldn't he just save some time and just confess to those 2 things? Might as well.
No, you want to get out of the prison for a couple hours, probably. No?
It won't change it.
Oh, I know, but you get
difference.
Life in prison with no parole is like prison with no parole. You can give him 20 more of these. All right? It's awesome. Do you want to hear the verdict? Anybody want to hear? All your friends. Here it is, sure.
Charging defending Aaron Hernandez with murder. What say you, Madam Courtperson? Is the defendant not guilty, guilty of murder in the 1st degree, or guilty of murder in the 2nd degree?
Guilty of murder in the 1st degree.
Madam Courtperson, by which theory or theories, deliberate premeditation and or extreme atrocity or cruelty?
Extreme atrocity or cruelty.